So parents are told this is a parental choice, but they didn't choose to create this massive billion-dollar industry. They didn't
Right.
manufacture the circumcision tools. They didn't train medical graduates in it. They didn't create an entire sales funnel around
Right.
birth that leads people to this choice. Their only choice is to write a signature on something at the end. And then all of the responsibility is placed on that and none on the person who's created this
Right.
massive power structure behind it.
Right. None on the the players, the creators of the massive power structure, and actually practically none on the people who actually do the cutting, right? Or set it up, who prepare the room, who lay out the equipment, who strip down the baby, who tie down the baby, and who pick up a scalpel or a clamp or whatever and cut that baby. It's all, well, we wouldn't be doing it if the parents didn't want it. So yes, you are so right. And it's even more horrible, than I think a lot of us want to believe.
So what were the conclusions that you drew from this survey and the changes in strategy that you think might need to happen as a result of this information?
Well, we're working on that now, and I would be lying if I said we knew exactly what to do. We did convene a group of colleagues, essentially, um, in the fall. We had several meetings about it, and I've been personally writing to various people, both close colleagues and also someone who might write to me, and I'll say, well, what do you think? So you have to look at the resources you have, because this is a Super Bowl ad size campaign, it's a massive problem, a massive campaign, and we obviously don't have massive resources. So we are thinking right now, I guess I can say this, I mean, we haven't made a decision for sure, but we believe that nurses are a very critical piece here, because they're part of the sales machine, but they don't reap any of the financial benefits. They are simultaneously told that they have responsibility for the quality of care for the patient, and very interestingly, nurses are told that the family is their patient, this holistic nursing idea. And that's a completely inoperative concept when it comes to circumcision. That's a complete fallacy. You cannot have the family being your patient if part of the family is being asked to sign off a bodily invasion on another part of the family, right? So we know that nurses are charged with this tremendous responsibility, and they're not getting any, as far as we know, any compensation for this. And that's what our upcoming survey is going to ask. It's going to ask about what the what the rules are. How does it work? Is it part of your job description? Is it just the culture? What happens if you don't want to participate? What happens if you don't want to ask the mom? What happens if you don't want to prep the room, if you don't want to assist at the circumcision itself? We know that conscientious objection exists in medicine, but it's probably implemented or taken advantage of very, very little. So I don't think that's a practical solution. So that's what we're going to explore. And then based on what this nurses survey shows up, we've already done a little bit of outreach to nursing organizations, because nurses are also, the same time that they are followers, they're also leaders, in the medical setting. So we believe that, and they also have a strong, if conflicted, they have a strong body of ethics, and the conflicts in it are very obvious, but that's not anyone's fault. But we think it's something that we could have some conversations about with nurses.
It sounds like you're trying to identify their role in the larger system. I know in another thing that arose in 2020 was a lot of discussion of systemic issues and specifically systemic racism, and the
Hmm.
idea that larger cultural issues might not merely be the result of specific individuals, but cultural systems. And it
Right.
sounds like the medical system is might have an interest in continuing to profit from circumcision, but the
Oh,
individual
absolutely.
actors in that system may or may not. And it sounds like with this next survey, you're going to try to identify exactly what role they play in the system. Is that
Right.
accurate to say?
That's pretty good. That's pretty accurate. I mean, one of the things, of course, that's the case is that it's very complex because, um, I mean, actually, no two hospitals are alike, and no two labor and delivery units are alike, and no two states are exactly alike. So we're going to try and unearth some of that and see if we can, based on that, generalize or find some generalizations we can make that are actionable.
Thank you for listening to the Brendon Marotta Show. If you liked this episode, please share it with someone else who would also like it, and then go on whatever platform you listen to the show on and leave a positive review. If you want to support the show directly, go to brendonmarotta.com/show and subscribe there. Paid subscribers get special unreleased bonus material and live events that are only available to them. Once again, that is brendonmarotta.com/show. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all later.